Hello folks, welcome to another program in series Homo Politicus, and that's coming from Enterprise TV. What we do is simple, interrogate issues thrown up by the Nigerian Federation. And today, outcome of protests, Chief of Staff, National Security Advisor, and others meet behind closed doors. Now let's go. We know that almost all of history's great events, good or bad, have resulted from meetings. From the caveman of yore to the 21st century setting, meetings are essential means for achieving the communication necessary for the operation of country ideals, great and small. To say that our country is going through the roughest patch yet in our near 64 years of being is understating the obvious. With Mr. President out of the country, we hear a high-wire meeting of people in our country is holding at Aso Rock, the seat of power. The gathering or summit is coming after protests erupted from many centers around our country. The Chief of Staff, the convener, the National Security Advisor, the Central Bank Governor, Minister of Finance, and others are in attendance. We have the good, the very bad, and the ugly times. In the words of the American film director and producer, Walt Disney, the way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. And let me add this for sides. To be a poor man is hard, but to be a poor people in a supposed land of plenty is the very bottom of hardship. Welcome to Homo Politicus. And my discussant today is Dr. Olabisi Deji Foluchile. I greet you, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are holding a meeting at the seat of power. Are you surprised?
We've always had meetings. We're a country of meetings. So we are used to holding meetings. And
we are not talking about town meetings and...
our governments, when they see problems, they hold meetings. And it's like the easiest and the fastest thing to do. Anytime there is a crisis, there is a meeting. The only thing is that we don't know the outcome of the meetings. We don't get to see the importance of such meetings because whatever the meetings were never impacted positively on the people and never changed anything that the people were going through.
It gives you the impression that things happening to us and with us are deliberate.
I will agree because if they are not deliberate, we should be also taking deliberate steps to stop certain things from happening. Look at us in Nigeria now. I mean, we have a government that came in, removed subsidy, floated the naira, and did a lot of policy, made a lot of policy decisions without probably thinking of the impact and implication of such decisions on the economy. So, okay, people are hungry, no food. What do you expect? How do you expect them to get food with this high level of devaluation of your currency, with high level of inflation, with insecurity that has sent farmers away from their farms? So all of these things, what do you expect?
Let me tease you a little. Let's go back to this subsidy thing you talked about. This is what the talk in town before the government came on, this Tinubu government came on, was remove subsidy. Were we not in that class, in that school?
Well, you see, do you know what is called propaganda?
Okay.
Yeah. So propaganda is you just giving your own narrative of what you want people to believe.
Yeah.
And that for me is a propaganda around subsidy, remove fuel subsidy. Because if that is not it,
personal attitude towards subsidy, the way we are operating.
My own personal attitude towards subsidy is that, okay, there is nothing bad in subsidizing petroleum because we produce it here. Even the US subsidizes agric till today because they don't want their people to suffer any kind of food scarcity. So they buy food off farmers, and they, even if they have to throw it into the sea at the end of the day, they do that. That is subsidy. Which country does not subsidize? Some countries subsidize energy because they know that their people will die if they don't do so. So there is nothing wrong in subsidy, but the question with us here is that they keep telling us that people that collect subsidy money, they are shopping the money, they are eating the money. And my own question is this: are they ghosts? Are they spirits? Why should Nigerians, the entirety of Nigerians, suffer for the offense or the crime being committed by people that we know? During during Jonathan's administration, the list of these people were published. So what stops any government from going after them? You cannot go after those who are stealing our money in the name of subsidy, but you can now remove subsidy. Okay, where are we now? Will this government tell us that they are not paying subsidy? If they tell us that they are deceiving themselves, because it is not possible for the naira to exchange at the rate it is right now, and for fuel to still remain at the level it is.
This is presumably peaceful times in Nigeria.
Very peaceful indeed.
Yeah.
Very, very peaceful indeed. In fact, it is the peace of the grave. The peace of the graveyard. You know how people are suffering? There is hardly anywhere we go to now without people just telling you tales of woes. People are angry, and we can even see that from the responses of the supposedly supporters of our president. I'm talking about the likes of Kwan Won, whatever it is. He came out to tell on last weekend to tell the president that people, Nigerians are suffering, that this is not the reason why he was elected, and he was pleading with him to do something about the sufferings of Nigerians. You see clerics in their mosque singing about how the things happening in Nigeria are not favorable to the people, and now government should do something about it. So, I mean, everywhere, maybe I bought a crate of egg on Sunday, and I bought it for 3,500 naira.
When my wife told me an egg is now 150 naira.
Yes,
I doubted.
And the size I bought was the small size, not the big one.
This is don't go there. I hear layers don't lay big eggs anymore. You hardly feed them.
Wow.
So, yeah, but let's talk about the meeting of Tuesday, February 6th. It was necessary for once.
Well. If you say it was, they even told us, because the Minister of Information briefing State House correspondents after the outcome of yesterday's meeting has said that other meetings will be held.
Yeah.
Okay, you say it is necessary. What was the outcome of yesterday's meeting? What was the policy statement from it? Nothing. All we just heard was still the same thing. We knew that, in fact, they said that some people against the government and some of the people sponsoring protest. Is that the kind of outcome that should come from such a meeting?
At a time like this.
At a time like this, we still think that people protesting are being sponsored. That is still the way they think. And that was why I told you that I did not see any relevance of that meeting, because I can't see the relevance of that meeting, because such a meeting, and I don't even know how such a meeting will hold without the president being in attendance
as the number
one citizen who will endorse whatever decision that could have been taken there. So it's like just normal palling and all of that.
Let's use another word. I mean a word I recall now. You talked about propaganda. Remember World War II? Adolf Hitler used propaganda. No thanks, or is it thanks to Joseph Goebbels? But there was a limit to the propaganda.
That is probably what the propagandists will not understand. They will not know that there is a limit until everything breaks open in their eyes. And I think this government is getting to that point. I mean, what we saw in Niger State and in Kano State, they are just the tips of
that is the protest.
The protest, yeah. They are just is the starting point. And I just pray that this government will do something before it gets to that little boiling state. Because all over Nigeria, if they can hear me, everybody is complaining, and this has nothing to do with any opposition.
I hear you. We have prayed enough, don't you think?
It's not really a question of prayer. You know, Nigerians, they love to pray.
Including you.
I pray, but I take responsibility.
Okay.
The Nigerians love to pray without taking responsibility, and God is not going to do anything that a man is expected to do. He has given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness. That is what the Holy Scriptures say. And we are supposed to use our brain. We are supposed to do things. He won't come down to do the things that man should do.
Yeah.
He will never do it. Unfortunately, that is where Nigeria is. We've been asking him to come down and do what we are supposed to do. And he has refused to answer us. And he will not answer us.
You have said it. He will not come down.
He won't. He won't.
During our pep talk, we made references to Israel, the 21st century Israel. In the street parlance, no send anybody
at all.
It goes all out.
Yeah.
It does not wait for anything.
And it is respected by the world all over, in spite of its tiny population.
Yeah.
They don't joke with it because they know that when it says a thing, it does it. And how did this world get to that point? It builds its capacity. Yeah. And it's still building capacity. It understands its reality. Israel knows that it's in the midst of enemies.
Yeah.
And
it was born in crisis.
Yes. So over the time it has grown to recognize its peculiarity, to build up against external forces, and to make preparation for the evil day.
Yeah.
And that is the evil will come.
So back home, did you not see this coming?
That's why I said that, well, I don't know. Maybe sometimes too, Nigerians, maybe, like I said last week, the things that our politicians use to divide us, they are religion, ethnicity, which is also tribalism. Those two things, they know that this Nigeria is a religious country.
And there's a high degree of mutual suspicion and distrust.
Yes, exactly. Based on these two factors and other things. So I think our leaders have perfected that weapon, and they also use the weapon of poverty. They make sure that people are impoverished, and during elections they throw out some coins, and those who are already hungry, they forget about their future. They just think about the immediate, and they get them to just dance around them and all of that.
But that's a human thing.
It's a human thing, but also it's a weaponization of poverty.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's because a poor man has few choices, especially when he's hungry. So they make sure you are hungry, and even now,
so that everything
that comes to you, you just collect it and then you move on. You don't think. You won't be able to think. Otherwise, we should have known, because all of these things, I don't know why people are complaining about the president, honestly speaking. Because
I don't understand you.
I don't know why they are complaining. When he was coming in, he told us that it's my turn. And that was
ordinarily, it is my turn is not a harmful statement.
But that was the propelling statement of his campaign. It's not that it is your turn, Nigerians, to experience prosperity, peace, plenty. No, it is my turn. to be the president.
Yeah, but let me also, let me not be ungrateful to the ruling party. It said it was going to change the dynamics.
Yes, and it has done so. It has changed the dynamics in the way that it's most best.
Is it that Nigerians are
personally
impatient people?
Personally, maybe because of my exposure, the way I rate whoever is going to be my leader, I have very high standard. Because I've seen how countries are governed, and I also know the preparation of leaders for such positions.
You can quickly mention Rwanda.
Exactly.
Came back from the brink.
And see where it is now.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with the leadership, the leadership qualities and all of that.
Even when you tend to say that President Paul Kagame is dictatorial.
Exactly, but it doesn't really matter now, because what the country needs now, at this point in time, is growth and development. And the people are even happy about what they are getting from there. I was in Rwanda in October. I had a bit of my holiday in Rwanda. It was a peaceful country.
I know it's a go-to country.
It's a go-to country. Very small, not a big deal, but at least you feel the peace. And you enjoy yourself. So if somebody is delivering to the people, and remember their war, they had a long time of war before this man came in and stabilized, and he's been there even for years now. So 23 or 24 years now. So I mean, but we know that there is something called vision and mission. That is what I have not really seen in most of our leaders.
Nigeria, my Nigeria, your Nigeria, has a mission statement?
I don't think so. Even though we can have one in our national pledge after anthem, but I don't think we have any mission statement. Or do we have leaders that are committed to bringing about that mission statement to fulfillment? Maybe we should ask. For me, I just feel that our leaders need to be more humane and they need to be more committed.
All right, then, if you are just viewing in, this is Homo Politicus on Enterprise TV here in Lagos, and we are tackling the subject matter, outcome of protests. Chief of Staff, National Security Advisor, and others meet behind closed doors. My guest is Dr. Olabisi Deji Folutile. We'll take this breather. Come with us, but please don't go away just yet.
Enterprise TV, your one-stop shop for news, programs, human angle stories, the economy, sports, and much more. We go the extra mile to bring incredible details to you. So hop on the train now. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Okay, welcome back. So let's keep nibbling at the subject matter. Dr. Olabisi Deji Folutile is still here. Dr. Folutile, you and I have the country of our alternative reality, but we're not ready to work for it. Aren't you surprised at that? I mean, look at Nigeria with the potentialities and so on. We still live beggarly lives in a 21st century world.
And that is very unfortunate. Sometimes you feel like crying when you see the potentialities in this country and the way the people
are wasting it.
You are wasting it. I don't know what those in positions of authority, I don't know the challenges they face because I've never been there. So, but sometimes when I even drive from Lagos to Ibadan and you see the forest, you see the bush, you see everywhere, or you go to other parts of the country, you look at it and say, why are we suffering from food crisis? We why can't we feed ourselves? Why can't we feed ourselves?
Or is it in keeping with what Jesus the Christ said 2,000 years ago? He said, they would, to those who don't have, more will be taken.
And those are given to those who already have.
So the wise, the rich will be richer, poor poorer.
Because sometimes I look at it that maybe we are even overblessed.
To behave right.
To behave right. Because I don't think that we are like Germany now. With the cold.
Or Sudan.
Where will we be? Maybe we will have engaged our brain to just do things. But we have so many things in abundance. And we don't even say it is a problem of the populace themselves. Because if you see Nigerians really struggle.
When do you think we went mad?
I think they say a country deserves the kind of leadership they have.
Okay.
Yeah. So I believe that to an extent. Maybe we could say this what we are witnessing or experiencing now is the way the majority of the populace is.
Yeah, they say the way you make your bed, you lie on it.
Because otherwise, why is it that why do we keep having the kind of leadership that we have, the quality of leadership that we have in this country? Remember, in the times of the Tafawa Balewas, this Nigeria, we have the country.
This same Nigeria,
we have the country. We have the country.
You see, I lived in that country.
Oh, we are very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, maybe I enjoy a bit of in Nigeria, but unfortunately,
in Nigeria where electricity worked.
I really didn't. You lived in that country.
Yeah, I did.
And you saw a bit of it. You didn't even see. But thank God that God has.
Yeah, you came late.
We came late. But I feel for my own children.
Yeah.
Because what I saw was still better than what they are probably saying now.
Would we ever get out of it alive?
We will get out of it because we have to prophesy good into our lives. Because we are not the cause of the problem.
You don't prophesy without working. You have to work. You talked about Israel.
Yes, Nigeria.
Israel is not a Christian country.
I don't even want to know.
But as a journalist, it helps to know that Israel is Judaist.
Yes.
There are more Muslims that.
They are even still expecting Christ
to come the first.
To come, so they are still expecting.
They are progressing.
They are progressing because progress has nothing to do with religion.
Okay.
Did you not know? Did you not read it? Did you not read it in the Bible? When those people gathered together and said they wanted to build a tower to reach heaven, to go and meet God. And God saw that they were making.
Was that coming from a brain that was not thinking?
No, they were thinking. They just felt that this art is too. We also want to. They were exploratory, and they were just to show you the level of ability that God has given to mankind. They were actually building that tower. It took God Himself to say, if we leave these people, they will succeed. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that progress in life has nothing to do with your religion. God has put some things in process. Why do
we pray more than we work?
In Nigeria, that's an abnormality. And the kind of abnormality that's still affecting us now. And like we said earlier on, because Nigerians are still thinking that God will come and do what they are supposed to do for them. Look at individuals that are making progress in this same country. Are they working? Very, very hard working. Are they waiting for government? No. People that are enjoying a bit in this country, they have turned themselves to government. They have looked at what they are looking for that will make them happy, and they are finding ways of doing those things by themselves.
All right, let's put the discussion in perspective as we begin to round off. I quoted Walt Disney the American film producer, director, and animator. He said the way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. So they held a meeting on Tuesday, February 6th. You expect us to begin to walk the talk?
Yeah, they even told us that they are going to release the reserves in the food reserve system now, and that to them that will, the agric minister is expected to initiate that. That is one of the outcomes of their meeting. But I just wonder many people even know that Nigeria has a food reserve.
Yeah.
And I also
Sounds to me.
yeah, I also wonder how many people are likely to benefit.
Yeah, but don't you think really, opening the silos to allow foodstuff flow, don't you think it's impulsive, reacting to impulse?
That is it now. That is what they are doing. I'm not sure of how that is even going to solve that problem, because we don't even know the quantity of things they have in reserve, or whether they prepare this for farming, planting, and the rest. We have no idea about what all of that is. But we need to work more than what we are doing. That's just the point I'm trying to make.
Listen, do you think the central government in Nigeria knows we are importing palm oil, for instance?
They will know now. They know that we...
Because now then they import them.
Yes, now they release forex for the importation now. They know everything. Yes, we can't access forex without them in quote. So they know everything we import. They know.
In 60 seconds, is it possible to look at the pluses or the minuses of this meeting they had?
Well, I've not seen the pluses. Honestly, I've not seen the pluses. I see it as still the usual talk. And they will maybe in days to come, since they said they will still continue with the meeting. And now that the president is back, I learned he arrived in Nigeria yesterday night, so maybe they may do more than what they did yesterday. But based on yesterday's meeting, I did not see anything that is positive, because my expectations are high, maybe.
Okay then, on that note, I want to thank Dr. Olabisi Deji Folutile for agreeing to grace our studio. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Nigeria, my country, your country, is going through hard times, and we believe that these hard times can be overcome essentially if we do the right things. And the right things are before us. I wish Nigeria Godspeed. I'm out of here, so on behalf of the Backroom Boys, producer, director, may I say thanks for viewing in. Until the next time, bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.